and the name of the Newfoundland will gleam through its outward grayness as long as the seas and the centuries roll on.
The first film shot in Newfoundland is no longer in existence. It was a document of the opening ceremony of Bowring Park. The oldest surviving film from Newfoundland wasn't shot in Newfoundland at all. The canister was mislabeled, and the film was actually shot in New Brunswick.
On her fatal voyage, she carried many of the men you will see in this picture, but who will be seen no more. Varick Frizzell, the leader who wrote this story, and many of the unnamed Newfoundlanders who lost their lives in the terrific explosion or subsequent exposure on the ice,
a new province is added to the territories of the Dominion. The Prime Minister himself began the carving of Newfoundland's arms at the famous Peace Tower.
This man has been a reporter, union organizer, hog farmer, politician, and the first and only Premier of Newfoundland for more than 20 years. Other characteristics attached to him by other people at other times seem more paradoxical. He's been called a Marxist revolutionary and an arch conservative. A visionary and dreamer, and a hard-headed autocrat. To add to the confusion, he allowed his private self, and a bit of his public self, to be filmed for 4.5 weeks.
I went to the Soviet Union, and I don't care if I ever saw this sky over it again. I went to the People's Republic of China, and I was flabbergasted. I was fascinated. I was entranced. I think it's perhaps the most exciting place there is on this earth today. But here, right alongside us, is Cuba. And I thought I'd like to go down and see, you know, after all the talk there's been, very little of it, if any, friendly.
Since then, I met Fidel Castro at Gander, and we had a lovely chat.
That's right.
And I said I'd like to come down and make a movie. He said, come down, and we will help in every way.
Resettlement. It's the name of a program the Newfoundland government had where they moved thousands of people from their hometowns to growth centers.
With the interior so inaccessible, the people live mainly in some 1,300 coves, scattered along 6,000 miles of coastline. In their rocky isolation, these settlements, called outports, resemble hundreds of tiny islands cut off from communication with each other except by sea.
My name, it don't matter, I'm not young anymore. But in all of my days, I'd never been poor. I'd lived the right good life and not felt no shame, till they made me take part in the government game.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, as you're undoubtedly aware, our premier has run away again. And as you can see, too, we have reactivated the Find the Poet Premier Crisis Center.
Deaf and dumb, all three, not to understand before this referendum is held. I'll guarantee that right now. All three together, blind, deaf and dumb, not to understand what Confederation means between now and the referendum.
Mr. Smallwood, you cannot proceed with that peroration of yours.
Mr. Chairman, I bow to your ruling, and I serve notice that the lid is coming off. And on Mr. Hollis, too, whoever likes it or doesn't like it. This is one time the truth is going to be told. I'll do it in the proper moment and at the proper time according to the rules of the House. I move that the report lie on